welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're really going to focus on something, well, fundamental to how we connect, how we understand each other.
Our vocabulary, right? The words we choose.
Exactly. The power of vocabulary. We've looked at 10 specific words, just 10 that we think can add real depth and precision to how you communicate.
And also how you interpret what's going on around you. It's amazing how finding just the right word can, really clarify things.
Totally. So our goal here is to explore these words, see how they work, and hopefully make them genuinely useful for you day to day.
Yeah, by looking closely at these, we can all become maybe more insightful observers and definitely more effective when we're trying to get our own thoughts across.
Okay, so let's kick things off. The first word reveals quite a bit about motives, I think. Sycophantic.
Ah, yes. Sycophantic.
What's really happening there when someone's being sycophantic?
Well, sycophantic, it basically describes behavior where someone is excessively flattering or trying way too hard to please someone else.
Especially someone powerful.
Usually, yeah, someone in power. And the key is they're doing it to gain some kind of advantage. It often feels, insincere.
Right.
But what's interesting, even if the person receiving the flattery kind of knows it's over the top, some studies suggest they can still be subtly influenced.
That is fascinating. So it's not just about the person laying it on thick.
No.
You can actually work, even if the target suspects it's not totally genuine.
It seems so.
Huh. Makes you think about, seeing someone laugh way too hard at the boss's not-so-funny jokes.
Exactly that. And you wonder, is there this unspoken understanding happening? A sort of dance where both people kind of get the dynamic?
Interesting point. Okay. Let's switch gears to something more positive. Compliment. Seems simple enough.
Yeah, a compliment. Just a polite expression of admiration or praise.
But what's the real value?
Well, it's about acknowledging something positive, right? Something you see in someone else. And actually, research shows that specific compliments.
Specific? How so?
Like noticing a particular skill or maybe the effort someone put in, rather than just something general. Those tend to hit home more. They have a greater impact.
That makes total sense. Instead of just, you look nice, maybe saying, that color really suits you.
Right.
Feels more thoughtful, more genuine somehow.
It does. And it's a small thing, but it can really brighten someone's day.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if maybe we hold back too much on giving compliments.
I think maybe we do. Sometimes we worry perhaps about sounding insincere, like the sycophant we just talked about.
Right.
But a genuine observation, just clearly stated, that can be a really powerful way to connect.
Okay. Now, let's look at a word with a bit more force. Denunciation.
Ooh, yes.
Denunciation.
How is that different from just, regular criticism?
The key things are that it's strong and it's public. A public condemnation.
Public is the main thing.
Public and the strong moral disapproval it carries.
Yeah.
It's not just disagreeing privately. It's a forceful statement aimed at a wider audience. Gotcha. So a friend giving feedback on my presentation is just criticism.
Right.
But a news channel exposing some big company's unethical behavior, that's denunciation.
Exactly. That public airing, that sense of condemnation across the media or in the public square, that's denunciation. It carries a real weight.
A moral judgment almost.
Precisely. More than just everyday complaining.
Okay. Then, on the flip side of that coin maybe is endorsement.
Right. Endorsement.
How does that work? How does an endorsement actually sway opinions?
Well, an endorsement is basically a public show of support or approval. And what's interesting is how it uses trust and credibility.
How so?
When someone we admire or someone we see as an expert publicly backs something, a product, an idea, a candidate, we're actually more likely to view it favorably ourselves. It's like a shortcut to building trust.
We see it constantly, don't we? Celebrities pushing skincare, athletes endorsing shoes.
All the time.
It's that idea of, well, if they believe in it, maybe I should too. It really relies on that power of association.
Exactly. It's about transferring some of that positive vibe, that credibility from the endorser onto the thing being endorsed.
Okay, let's shift a bit. Thinking about uncertainty now and maybe how strong explanations are. First, speculation.
Speculation.
Why do we do it? What's the psychology there?
Speculation is essentially forming opinions or making guesses without solid proof. And I think it taps into a really basic human desire
Which is?
To understand the unknown and to predict what might happen next. Think about social media gossip.
Oh, yeah.
All the buzz around rumors that aren't confirmed. It's driven by that curiosity, right? The fun of thinking about possibilities, even if they're totally baseless.
That is so true. All the chatter online about who's dating who or which companies might merge.
Pure speculation, often.
It's like a collective what-if game. Seems we're almost wired to fill in those knowledge gaps with possibilities, even if they're not based on facts.
Absolutely. And, it can be harmless fun and casual chat, but it's definitely important to know the difference between just speculating and actual evidence-based reasoning.
Good point. Okay, next. Flimsy.
Flimsy.
What makes an explanation feel, well, flimsy, unconvincing?
Flimsy basically means something lacks substance or credibility. A flimsy argument or excuse often fails because it just doesn't really address the main point or there's no evidence. It feels weak, easily poked holes in.
Like the classic, my dog ate my homework.
That is the perfect example. It's flimsy not just because it's like a cliche and probably untrue,
right,
but because it offers zero real justification for why the homework isn't done. It just doesn't hold water.
Yeah, you hear it and you immediately think, nah, that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
It really shows why we need solid reasons, believable evidence to back up what we say.
Exactly. A strong explanation builds confidence. A flimsy one just erodes it.
Okay, now for something that can leave us all just scratching our heads.
Yeah.
Perplexing.
Perplexing, yeah.
What's going on in our brains when something feels perplexing?
Perplexing means confusing, difficult to understand. So when we hit something perplexing, our brain is trying its usual thing, find patterns, make connections.
But it can't.
But it fails. Think about trying to assemble that flat pack furniture with instructions that seem totally illogical.
Ugh, don't remind me.
That feeling of being completely baffled, lost, that's the essence of perplexing.
Oh, I know that feeling well. You stare at the diagram, you read the step again, and it just makes no sense. It's that gap, isn't it, between what you expect and what you're actually seeing?
Yes. That mismatch creates the perplexing feeling. It's like our sense-making ability just breaks down.
All right. Now, for a word that gives off a sense of maybe power and respect. Formidable.
Formidable. Great word.
What makes someone or something formidable? What are the key parts?
Formidable describes something or someone that's impressive, often intimidating, usually because of their strength or skill or sheer power.
So it suggests something that commands respect, maybe even a little fear.
Perhaps apprehension, yeah. A force to be reckoned with. Think about, say, Serena Williams on a tennis court.
Okay, yeah.
Her combination of incredible skill, that physical power, the mental toughness, it makes her a truly formidable opponent.
Yeah.
Anyone playing against her has a massive challenge ahead.
Exactly. It's not just being good. It's like a level of dominance that makes everyone sit up and take notice, maybe feel a bit daunted even.
Yes. It's projecting this aura of significant capability. Really impressive.
Okay, moving on. Voluble.
Voluble.
What kind of social situations might a voluble person create?
A voluble person is someone who talks a lot, basically. Fluently, readily, often at length. They tend to have a real ease with words. They can just keep talking.
Like they never run out of things to say?
Pretty much. While they can be really engaging and lively, sometimes a very voluble person might, dominate the conversation a bit.
Yeah.
Leaving less space for other people to jump in.
We all know someone like that, right? Can talk nonstop, bounces from topic to topic, and you can barely get a word in edgewise.
Ah, yes.
Their enthusiasm can be great, but it also kind of highlights the need for balance in a good chat, give and take.
Precisely. Volubility itself, being articulate, can be good. But it's that balance with actually listening that makes communication work well.
Right. Okay, last one. Sullen.
Sullen.
What are the feelings usually behind sullen behavior? What's going on there?
Sullen describes someone who's quiet, but in a moody, resentful kind of way, often because they're upset, disappointed, or angry about something.
So it's expressing negative feelings without actually saying much.
Exactly. It's a nonverbal way of showing it. Think of a teenager who's been grounded.
Ah, okay.
The silent treatment, maybe crossed arms, looking down. That whole picture communicates a sullen mood.
Yeah, it's like broadcasting unhappiness without words. You can almost feel the bad mood coming off them. Often suggests they feel wronged or misunderstood, maybe?
That's often part of it, yes. It's a kind of inward withdrawal, but it's a very visible sign of discontent.
Okay, so, wow, we've covered 10 words there. Sycophantic, compliment, denunciation, endorsement, speculation, flimsy, perplexing, formidable, voluble, and sullen.
Quite a range.
Each one really does offer a more precise way to understand all the complexities of how we interact, how we communicate.
Indeed. And by consciously thinking about these words, maybe using them, we can become more accurate ourselves and maybe more perceptive when we're observing other people too.
It definitely encourages you, doesn't it, to pay closer attention, not just to the words we pick, but the situations we see unfold around us.
Yeah.
Recognizing these nuances, these different shades of meaning, it really could change how we interpret things, how we respond.
And that leads us, I guess, to a final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah.
As you go about your day, think about this. How might having a more precise vocabulary, like some of the words we explored today,
Right.
how might that shape not just what you say, but how you actually understand and engage with the world around you?
There's definitely something to mull over.